When we got into the program in the previous game, I said this is potentially the last game of the day. And 35 minutes into the previous game, I was sure it was the last one. But it wasn't, because HF, they took it back. And now we're going to be going into a Game 3. I'm Harry Freakin. You're watching the Eastern European DPC Division 2, our second series of the day here. It is going to be HF versus PuckChamp. Game 1 goes towards PuckChamp easily. Game 2 looked like it was going to go towards PuckChamp easily, but HF, they take it back against all odds after a 25,000 gold net worth deficit. They strike back, they win one fight, and after that, it was all uphill for them, downhill for PuckChamp. What's going to be changing now in game number 3, I don't know, but hopefully we're going to be jumping into the draft as soon as possible and seeing what these teams have in store for us in the third and final game of the series. That previous game, it was actually super fun. I didn't believe, especially when that comeback fight started, it started off with hookshot onto the 2 enemy supports, or onto the 2 HF supports, relatively far away from their course. I'm like, okay, you've lost 2, it's time to bail. Bam! Will-O-Wisp, Wukong's command, egg, they turn it around, they win it. Just against all odds. Egg comes out, Shigetsu focuses on the egg. He's the only burst damage, if you can call the Weaver that way. He only kills the egg, he dies in the process. Also, there was a mistake that Primal Beast took the Aegis. You know, after games like that, you might actually get mad at your teammates, right? Because you could have been resting right now. You could have been sleeping. You could have been eating. You could have been hanging out with your family. Rather, you're just playing Dota. I'm just kidding. Who the hell am I kidding? These players, even if they would win, lose, doesn't matter. They just queue up a pub immediately. But that was a nice one. At least that was the biggest comeback that I've seen in the Division 2 so far. There were some long games. See if that does happen again. PuckChamp against Cybercast. They played that 87-minute game, maybe against HF. It does go that way as well. PuckChamp did win that series against Cybercast. They did win that game against Cybercast, though they were leading quite a lot in that game, and then it started going south. Let's see if that might be the case here in this game, because, you know, in the previous game, they were leading all the way. It started going south, but they didn't manage to force it out to go super long, and that means in the end they lost. And as we're waiting for the draft here, we are going to be reminiscing the previous game and how beautiful it was. Sometimes the things just don't happen the way that we expect them. No, I'm here. I'm this genius analyst. I know everything. Oh, this game seems over. I'm not even gonna attempt to find a way for the enemies to for HF. I'm always, whenever a team is winning, I'm calling the other ones the enemies. I don't know why, even though I'm kind of always on the side of the underdog. And they find a way to win. That is what it is. HF, they ban out the Pudge. Okay, interesting. Does that mean that they're gonna be going for Zoo Heroes again? Wait, what did they play in their first series? So they got Pudge. They played the Brood. So now you ban out the Brood, PuckChamp, right? You ban it out, or you maybe let it through and you pick a Naga Siren. You could let through the Brood, pick a Naga. I know that Shigetsu plays a Naga. Pretty mean one at that. Shigetsu for me is the best carry in Division 2. Let me just check if I'm not. Dino might be close.
Radiant team
yeah,
picked.
I'd say Shigetsu best carry of Division 2. They will ban out the Treant. HF, you have your Brood. Come on, take it. We will. Naga. Naga CM. Okay, CM. Blark. Oh, okay. I guess it's more of a Shigetsu hero than a Naga. He does play a Naga as well, but the Slark he is just super good on. In previous years, in the DPC, they would ban out Slark Weaver against Shigetsu because he would pick it in the first phase and we were crushed. He was very well known to coming into the fights early. I don't know if you watched the previous series that I've casted, Rise Esports versus X3, but last game, there was a Drow on the side of X3 and Nesphere did well in the lane, and then he was constantly coming into fights. That's how Shigetsu would play every single hero. So it is going to be a Brood techies yet again. This time around, they're not going to be dealing with the Pudge, but they're going to be dealing with the Slark. So the reason why the Naga Siren, Slark are good against the Brood is, one, they can remove the most important thing. They can remove the Silken Bola. Pudge doesn't care about the Silken Bola because it's not about right clicks, but Pudge, the Slark, and the Naga Siren can remove the Silken Bola. For those of you guys that don't know, it doesn't only slow and deal damage, but it also does make you miss 40% of your attacks. I think it's 40, 45, 50, 55 for levels when it's leveled up, but either way,
10 seconds
40% miss chance. It is a lot for a lot of carries that cannot remove it. So these heroes that can remove it, they're good against the Brood. They ban out the Bloodseeker. That is one of the best heroes against the Slark. If you are low, you're not going to be healing because he sees you with Thirst. The Shadow Dance heals you only when you're invis. And also, if you're invis, you have the movement speed. If you're not invisible, you don't have the movement speed, you don't have the region. And I'm not talking only about invisibility. I'm talking about you're not under vision of the enemy. So if it is invis or is it being in the fog of war, it doesn't matter. When there's thrust, when you're bleeding and the Seeker can smell it, well, that's when you are unable to heal with the Slark. Understandable. So very nice ban there. HF, they're banning out some tower pushers. PuckChamp are going to be needing those. Already 3 of the best, I'd say. Maybe you get rid of the DP right now as well. PuckChamp have played that one twice now, right? Am I not mistaken? No, they actually played the Lesh one and the DP in the other one, but they're the same hero. A lot of people are looking at it in Lesh with the Bloodstone. That is very similar to the DP. It just has lower cooldowns, but basically you come towards him, he pops the Bloodstone, he starts healing up. He pushes towers. DP, what does she do? You come towards her, she starts healing up, she pushes down towers. They both do a mixture of magical and some other form of damage. On the Lesh, it is pure. On the DP, it is magical. That's it. Same hero. Literally, do the same thing. They're usually laned in different lanes, but we can see a mid lane DP from time to time, and we can see a off lane Lesh from time to time. So, you know, even in that regard, in their versatility, they're quite similar as well.
Dire team ban.
But are they gonna ban it? No, they're gonna ban out the Ember. They do have the second pick in the second phase. PuckChamp, they're gonna have the last pick. They go for the Tiny, very nicely done again. Tiny or a Tusk. So I'm guessing that HF are gonna be going for a Tusk themselves. That is something that we've seen. Because you want to have some versatility so that the enemies cannot counter. You get a Tusk, you can put him on 5, and you get a carry. Something that can lane with the Tusk, but doesn't have to. So what comes to mind is a Tusk Drow. Would be a solid one. I guess no, you cannot actually. You're up against the Slark, the Drows, the Snipers, they don't really work. So what's it gonna be? Really taking their time here. Side of HF. But it's gonna be a Phoenix. Okay. Again, Shigetsu does have a solid hero to deal with it. But if the Brood gets a shard, the Silken Bolo AoE can actually be quite good against that one. There is still a Snapfire in the pool. There is also still a Clockwork in the pool if you do want to put the Tiny in the core roll.
5 seconds.
And these supports, they're not impossible to burst down. But if you don't manage to burst down the Phoenix and he uses the egg as a Tiny, you're stranded. So I guess you don't want to. It could be a mid-snap far. I wouldn't hate it at all. They're taking their time. Faceless Void is in the pool. That'll be a big one against the Slark. You don't have a lot of damage to put into the Chrono, but you could deal with that with your last pick. You know, get something like Queen of Pain or something along those lines. A Void would make sense, but the thing is, you pick a Void, you're gonna get like a Viper to the face, so they're gonna go for the Primal Beast. That's gonna be their mid laner. Tiny does relatively well against the Primal Beast at any point in the game, but you could pick a Tusk who does better. He's better at hunting the Brood as well.
10 seconds remaining.
So you have a chance to counter this Primal Beast in the lane with a hero that Young G is actually quite familiar with. Death Prophet's still in the pool. It would be a good Death Prophet pick because you could put it both in offlane and mid lane. It is actually a nice pick for you. You are missing tower push, so would be nice. Let's see if PuckChamp do feel that way. They're taking their time here. They do have the reserve time to use for sure. Anything else that comes to mind is a good pick here. Tusk and the DP. I see those two. I don't know if they would be wanting anything else. That's what they've been playing, basically.
Radiant team
And it would be just a good hero for a continuation of the draft, but they're gonna go for the Snapfire, so we'll see if that's gonna be a mid or a support Snapfire. If it's a support, it's a mid lane Tiny. If it could be an off lane Snapfire with a 4 Tiny as well, so it is still flexible. Makes sense. Though mid lane Snapfire does deal well with the Primal Beast, does deal well with any melee hero, and having a mobility spell against the Primal Beast is actually very, very big. And both of your spells could be looked at as mobility spells against the Primal Beast in general, because the first one just slows him so much, so he's so slow that you can walk away from the trample. Faces Void Ban, understandable, though right now I wouldn't even like it all that much for HF. I guess because you spam your spells with PuckChamp so much, but with the first round of spells, you could kill the Faces Void actually until he gets the BKB.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Banned out the bat. I don't know if there's anything that you're literally afraid of as HF. They're thinking that this is going to be the offlane duo of PuckChamp. It might be the case. We have seen a lot of offlane Snapfires happen. But usually against the Phoenix, you put a support Snapfire and you just sacrifice her for the egg. You start the fight off with Mortimer's Kisses, then once things start getting hot, the egg comes out, you just run into it and kill it. And if you die, you die. Who cares?
10 seconds remaining.
So they got rid of the Viper.
5 seconds remaining.
At least the Ursa in, I guess. You don't ban out the Ursa here. It would be it is a good meta pick, but it's not a great Ursa game, to be honest. You're annoyed by the Avalanche, you're annoyed by the Cookie. Yes, you can remove the Crystal Maiden Frostbite, but that's about it. Slark you do not catch. He sees you during nighttime. He can easily contest your rows, jump in and out, especially once he gets an Axe. Not great. The worst in the current meta is never bad, so if you don't have anything else you want to get rid of, you get rid of it. Maybe like a Morphling might be a better suitor. Okay, they're gonna get rid of the Ursa. So what is left? Okay, the Monkey King is still in the pool. I don't know if I would like it all that much because the... I don't know, Spectre, okay. That is a good hero against the Slark. You know, you get the minus cooldown on the Spectral Dagger, and you can constantly keep it on the Slark so you can never heal. You're everywhere on the map. That's quite nice. Tide is good. Tide is good though. You are just in his face, and the Tide doesn't die in this game. You buy the pipe, just like in game number 1, and Malik is just not gonna die. I mean, I'm sorry, HF, that I don't believe in you after that comeback in the previous one, but I'm still on the side of PuckChamp here. Tide, to me, looks unkillable, pretty much just like in game number 1. They let the Broodmother through once again, and once again, I think they do have good heroes against it. I don't think it's going to be easy as in game number 1. I don't like that PuckChamp don't have a single vision hero and they're playing a Tiny. I hate that one. But Tiny doesn't have to jump in and burst someone down in this game. if someone is already close to him, and that's gonna be Proletari or
10
Toshi
seconds
on the Primal
remaining.
Beast, they're gonna be in his face. You have the damage necessary with a Tiny with the help of your supports to kill someone, and even these super tanky heroes. So I'm thinking that this game, it is gonna be open season. From the side of PuckChamp, they're gonna be hunting down HF. If HF can hold out, if they don't give away too many kills, if they can dodge the Tidehunter and actually predict where the Tiny and the two supports are going to be attacking from, get a couple of kills their way, delay the game, get the Spectre to a good spot, you can win. The problem is, I think that you're going to be collapsed on much earlier than you would want to go for fights. So it's I'm still going to be staying here with PuckChamp, and really in the last 2 games, they have proven to me that they have they're just a better team. That's what it looks like. I think 1 out of 10 games that HF wins, so I would be very surprised if they win 2 in a row against PuckChamp. Maybe they won game number 1, but winning 2 in a row against a team that's clearly showing that they're superior in most of the aspects of the game to you, it is hard to go against it. And I do like their draft. I think it is fast. I think their lanes are super strong, and they're going to be able to punish their enemies on the back of strong lanes. But with that being said, guys, we do have a game on our hands. But before that, I'm going to ask you nicely to just get a little bit out of your time, a couple of seconds for our sponsors here at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we are going to be getting ourselves into game number 3, 6th game of the day overall, because the first series will go to 3 games as well. And everybody thought at 6 p.m. we were gonna be done, but no, Dota never sleeps. Players never sleep, casters never sleep. We just watch, play, and enjoy our favorite game, being Dota 2. PuckChamp.
30
They're
seconds.
really gonna find the ward there. I guess Shigetsu. Look at how much vision he's giving there. On your belly and crawl. They're gonna be wishing luck to their opponents, and HF this time around, they're gonna have even bigger chances according to the odds than in the previous one. Though, I think if we had gotten the live odds there at like 30 minutes into the game, it would have been like 13 in favor of HF. But it seems to be 2 for 2 in terms of runes. PuckChamp will get 2, HF will get 2, and the laning phase will start off even with maybe a slight advantage for the side of PuckChamp, given that they did award a ward. Looking at the division there, HF did put a ward to scout potential rotations into the mid lane from the Snapfire. It does make sense. Tiny does a lot of burst, and Snapfire does a lot of burst. Even a tank hero like a Primal Beast might not be able to live through it. So top lane, let's see how the Techies does. Techies is actually quite nice against the Slark because he has so much range, and he's constantly going to be making sure that the Slark is low. The way that you play Dota against the Slark is that you make sure that he is low, like half HP, and then he can never go ham onto your hero, because the Slark wants to be aggressive. Against the Techies, it's just not easy. Look at what he's doing, like tup, tup. Constantly just getting those hits in, and Shigetsu can't do much. It is going to be level 2 where PuckChamp are going to be trying to go forward. So ideally, they would want to get level 2 first. Let's see if that is going to be the case. Any denies coming out in this lane? Nope, not just yet. I don't see anyone has gotten any denies. On level 2, Shigetsu got it. Crystal Maiden doesn't have it. Jump in on Weeby, and he's going to be getting the sticky bomb onto the Slark, and just turns around to show him who's boss. Yep. Fishes don't do too well against bombs, I guess. Here, fishy, boom. Mid lane. This should be slightly Tiny favor, but the Primal Beast does have the HP necessary to go into the Tiny. The way you play the lane, you allow the Tiny to punch you with the tree. As a Primal Beast, you can survive it and you can hold your own there. I would like to see a one pickup of Uproar because it does allow you to last it a little bit better. Tiny already has some ways to last it better, and you should be having something to keep it equal. And it is keeping it equal in terms of CS, but in terms of HP, we're seeing that he's struggling. Finally, the bottles will be delivered, and it is going to be easy for the Primal Beast to stay okay in terms of HP. So we caught Daniel. Not going to be going forward. He can't really kill the Phoenix, who has 8 stick charges and a Fairy Fire, but you can apply pressure as much as you can, especially on a hero that does have 1 armor. Under the tower, going to be quadrupling that. Spectre, okay for now, but the thing is, for a Spectre, it's important for the other lanes to go well, and considering the Broodmother is having a good time, you're happy. Primal Beast, not gonna be having a good time. Young G, better in that regard, but it is what it is. Primal Beast wanted to go forward, wanted that range creep, not gonna be happening. He will get one denied there on Toshi as well. But Broodmother doing well against the Slark, not something that we see too often. They thought they were countering the Brood, but the Techies, he changes this matchup. He changes it quite a lot by being able to harass the Slark. I mean, they wanted to play. They could have went for the Naga Siren, but they decided to go for the Slark. Crystal Maiden would love to be able to pull the Techies to the side there and fight him. Just allow the Slark to be in a 1 versus 1, but you can't do it. The Techies won't take the bait. You just stay in the lane and you attack. You don't want to pull the waves. You don't want anything. You just want straight up fair laning. And it's going to be ending up like this with the Broodmother having a really nice time. Very nicely played lane there for HF. And considering that Brood is one of their strongest heroes, Proletari could actually win this game for his team. We'll see if it does go that way in the end. Stack on the small camp. Not going to be happening. Techies makes sure of it. So again, guys, minute 7, that is when we're gonna be seeing our first kill. Believe me. I know. Tiny gets the water rune. Daniel gets the water rune in the bottom lane, so Toshi is not gonna be allowed to refill his bottle. And considering that none of the supports are dying, it's not like he's gonna be getting any help from the base. Daniel, we need to be careful. We can very easily die here. The Phoenix isn't going to be going for it. Just wants to get him low. No heals on the Snapfire other than 5 stick charges. You have nothing to keep yourself alive. So you probably have to go to the base there. Yetsu, Silken Bola, doesn't even want to remove it. The Crystal Maiden finally did manage to pull the Techies to the side, but at this point, Proletari can actually stand his ground against the Slark. That is how it goes. Brood, oh. Does he have a broadsword till the end? He's gonna start exploding there a little bit, but he'll be fine. What with the broadsword? Oh, okay, it wasn't him. Crazy how that's probably like the Spectre. Going for a blade mill. Which you do need. Oh, Zoe, low on the bottom lane. We're approaching minute 7, but not there just yet. So wait, guys, that's not the time for our first blood. Xani is being pressured quite a lot by the Tidehunter. That is the thing, this Tidehunter will need to be sent to the top lane to deal with the Brood, because once there's level 6, the Slark can't really stand his ground there any longer. You need to be applying the pressure on the Brood and be stronger, have the power treads, have the early items, be able to fight him. Avalanche, Young G toss, he has the hits, he doesn't have the damage to finish Toshi off. One more hit, he's gonna be able to do it. No! Young G is waiting for the cookie, but waiting for that one, it's gonna be a problem. 6 minutes in, we do get a hero kill, and Toshi is dropping low. He's gonna be finding the bounty rune, so that's gonna give him a little bit of HP, but a billion rocks into his back will break it. And two kills for PuckChamp now around the map. Also places a ward there from Young G. That is gonna be spotted. Should be dewarded fairly soon. Weebian might get a courier kill here. Yep, 2 hits. They're gonna do it. It looked for the first one that the courier might be left onto 1 HP. Not gonna be happening though. Proletari, level 5, not that close to level 6, but we'll have it in a reasonable timing, especially if Weebian doesn't take much of his experience, which so far he has not been doing. Etsu He's gonna try to stop his CM from dying, but not gonna be doing much there. Shigetsu needs to stand his ground and fight. That's has 12-1 charges, so he's not in any danger of dying currently. But he might get though. He's actually jumping in. He jumps onto the Brood. Weebian survives. Only one more hit was needed, and Proletari, he's chasing on this one with the sticky bomb. They do have the slow, they do have the damage, and they do have the kill. Two of the heroes down the top lane, and here comes Young G. You want some revenge? Hello, Spider, and goodbye. Gonna be dealing with that one. Oh, Weebian, he makes his presence known. Gonna be using the reactive taser, and you're not gonna be chasing into that one. Doshi wants to stop the Tiny from taking the rune. Actually, the one is not gonna be spawning for at least 20 seconds. So, Doshi, he has done nothing rather than slap the Tiny once. And maybe even make him even more enraged, even more dangerous. When it comes to rune control, Tiny is just better than the Primal Beast. Use the Avalanche and pick it up easily. So you just want to be following where the Primal Beast is. And if you do that, you're going to be completely fine. Rune on top, toss back, not going to be happening. Avalanche stops the Pulverize, and he gets the rune. A little bit unfortunate there from Toshi, so he doesn't have his ulti right now. Young G does have a DD, very nice on the Tiny, but his mana is suffering quite a lot, so he cannot really go forward. Phoenix will be left on the bottom lane against the Tide. Tide can't really kill him, so he's gonna be a bit frustrated there. He can't do much. So far, so good for HF in terms of laning. They're going for Shigetsu, who does have his ulti, looking like he should be okay, especially there with the Frostbite on the Primal Beast. He gets nothing, so they're just trampling the ground, and he might get till the end. That is what's gonna be happening. Multiple TPs coming over. They want to Doshi that jump in from Weebian. Silence on the Shigetsu immediately removes it. Avalanche is there, and this should be a permanent agility stack from the for the Slark. He doesn't get the kill. It is going to be Daniel who secures it there. And Toshi, he might be next. Young G doesn't have that much mana, but he does have the DD and is coming forward. Cookie, beautifully used. You might not be getting out of this one, and he won't. This Tiny backs a punch with the double damage. It is insane how much damage he's doing per hit. Shigetsu against so many spiders. Fish versus spiders. We all know there are those spiders that live in the sea that hunt fish. Those are a nasty breed for sure. Zoe gets over the cliff there into a safe place and will be surviving. Tide uses the Ravage. Last time they were playing a Tide, and used it for a long time. Proletari is looking very much dead, and with Young G being everywhere on the map, still having that DD, he continues to hurt the enemies, and he's now dominating. Young G puts everything on his back, and it is a big back at that on this Tiny. Weebian, level 5. No mines just yet. He is being targeted. They want to dive. Weebian, what does he do? He wants to jump away. He will be successful at doing it, and he's fine. Reactive taser pops. He will pop by the hits. Toshi does find the Snapfire. Cookie, Danielle won't even use it there. Not needed. DP from the Tiny. The Primal Beast will be stopped, and Tiny will get another rune this time around. It is going to be an arcane one. Another one good for Tiny. Actually, a lot of runes are good for the Tiny. I guess you only don't want to find an illusion. Arcane, DD, Haste, Invis. Everything is quite nice. Anything you can use to go for a kill, and for a Tiny, it can be literally anything. Oshi doesn't get tossed back. He will be going forward. He wants to get the kill, and that's exactly what's going to be happening. Even with the sticks being used, Danielle will be going down. Nothing the Tiny can do about it until the end. Dies on the in the river. That's gonna be 2 supports dead for PuckChamp. Finally, I think this is the first game that in the first 10-11 minutes, things are equal. Things are actually equal, and I could see any of the teams coming out of this one as the winners. Tide is being super annoyed in the bottom lane. The Phoenix is still there. There's nothing you can do about Zoe, who's gonna be getting level 6 right now and just dives to the tower. Malik is doing his best to bring him down. So far, hasn't been successful. Zoe's still not level 6. Now when that creep dies, still not there, doesn't have the dive. There it is, level 6 does come. Jump out from Daniel. He's trying to survive this Primal Beast, who's doing a lot of damage to the ground, but not really getting on top of Daniel. Malik, on the other hand, he's not really one you want to go for. He's gonna have a Ravage in 10 seconds, and PuckChamp are coming towards the bottom lane. You're going into an egg. Remember what happened the last time, so he might die before using that one though. Malik, Ravage in 2. Toss onto Zoe, Avalanche as well, and he's dead. They do get the kill there. Young G will claim it. Again, mega kill streak for him. happened in the previous game as well. He started off 5-0. At the end, his team lost. He was the only one that had kills. I think it was 5-3 or 5-2 in terms of kills in favor of PuckChamp. He had all 5, and he lost. Echo Saber on the Slark. He was the Diffusal Blade as well. Usually we see Echo Saber into an Aghanim's or the Diffusal into an Aghanim's, but there has been a difference of opinion with Slark players, so they don't really know what they want. Toshi coming over, he doesn't find anything. He goes a little bit to the left. Young G, he has found Weeby, and this is gonna be his kill for the Blink Dagger. He doesn't get it, but he's gonna be getting the Blink Dagger either way. While the rest of HF, they have to bail. And there's vision on the lane there for PuckChamp, so they're gonna know that HF didn't really go home. So they might decide to re-engage this one. But PuckChamp are ready till the end. Freezing Field at the ready. That is not something that you can deal with easily. Still Pulverize. It's a very nice spell to stop it. Even if you do not connect it onto the Crystal Maiden, it is still very, very nice. Tiny's in the vicinity, and they see Toshi. They will be freezing him till the end. Thinks about the ulti. He's gonna let it go, and now the Song of Ice and Fire to kill Toshi. Proletari wants to kill till the end. They're going for the egg, but they will shoot it down. Danielle does that beautifully. Spectre comes over. Finally, we see Xani. Does have the Blade Mail, and Shigetsu doesn't want anything to do with that one. He does have the ulti. Doesn't want to be going in right now. Now he's gonna be going in. Hello, techies. Someone is gonna explode right now, and it's not me. Xani needs to run out of this one. He has the TP, has the Spectral Dagger into the trees. It seems to be enough for him to get himself into a safe position and potentially get out. Ravage, will it be used? No, but Young G will find the Spectre, spit on him, get some splash into his face. They'll wash him off. And he is gonna try to find his way out of this one. They will chase him forever, and that forever, it is gonna stop right now when Malik finishes him off with the Anchor Smash. Oh, beautifully done there by Young G. He just got the Blink Dagger delivered, and he jumps into the trees and finds the exact spot where the Spectre was at. That is very unfortunate if you're HF, because your Spectre just got into her first fight after not that great of a laning phase. You think, okay, this is my time to come back into it. We might have a chance here. Not gonna be happening. Malik getting on, slowed down. He does have the pipe. Will that really help him here, though? Does use the pipe, has the Ravage. The help is coming, and the Ravage will come out, connecting onto them till the end. And Danielle, they will be here soon. It is gonna be Toshi that is frozen. His Pulverize will stop, and the one on the receiving end of that Pulverize will be him. Zoe, he gets a treat to the back. He cannot fly that fast any longer. He's hurt. It's gonna be fine now. Another Avalanche is gonna be coming out. It's gonna be going into the trees. Only Proletari caught till the end. Has he found Zoe? Yes, he did. But he didn't manage to freeze him in time. Hard to freeze someone when they're a flaming bird. Ice tends to melt under those temperatures. Spectre farming towards an Aghanim's. To be fair, you know, Xani isn't all that underfarmed. The hero that is actually this Primal Beast. That is the one that needs to kind of rethink his life's choices, because they haven't led him into a good direction. He might not have for food fairly soon. Toshi, BKB almost done. PuckChamp going for the mid lane tower. Tier 1, they want it down. It's not going to be easy to take down. Echo Saber and the Tiny is working towards it. Shigetsu, the Fusel Blade was made, but the reactive taser there, and is going to prevent him from going forward. So in Toshi, ready for battle. Young G jumps in. Are you ready for battle? Avalanche will miss. Now Sunray coming forward. They want Young G dead, but Malik is there. They have the pipe. I don't think you get this kill. I don't think you win this fight. Malik will pop the pipe. Okay, they do have all of their heroes jump in from the techies. Silence will be there. Proximity mines come out. But look at this. Tide took 0 damage. Literally 0 damage. Toshi, oh, he's gonna die at his base, and Malik doesn't care. I'm here, and there is nothing you can do about it. The spider has been caught. The spider has been squashed, put into the ground. It is just insane how helpless they are next to the Tide. Their damage output is non-existent. He was literally surrounded by 5 heroes, and they did nothing. Zero. Nada. Once he gets the Guardian Greaves, it's actually going to be stupid. They won't be able to do anything to him. Slark, he won't Sunny, and he will get on top of him. Shigetsu is a god. I mean, he knows that he has found him. The Fusel Blade, not going to be able to use it. A little bit unfortunate. He was on the wrong end of the tree there, but just a beautiful pounce. Sometimes plays in Dota are nice. They don't give you anything, but at least they give the viewer a little bit of satisfaction. HF, the smoke. They don't have the egg for another 50 seconds, but they do have the pulverize. Maybe they can go for the tiny. That's 2k HP that you have to go through with a very underfarmed mid laner. They do have the Veil of Discord. They have to be focusing on the magical damage because that's the only thing they have. The problem is you're going into a pipe. There is going to be a Guardian Greaves fairly soon as well. Spectre approaching that Aghanim Scepter. Needs money for 2 more components. A little bit less than that one. 1500 gold to be exact. Let's say it as it is. Okay, so if the Brood is not on top, you are losing the game heavily. Because the Brood is then taking a lot of farm from the other heroes. Needs to be at the top, close to the enemy outpost, pushing the numbers, and he can't do it because he's being hunted down. He's like this Phoenix who's just dead. Does have the egg, can buy back, can G, dropping low. The cookie will be fed to him and he will be fine. Shigetsu comes over. He's looking like a very dead Primal Beast. They will stop the freezing field. Deviant, he has killed the CM, but it's gonna come at a price of his own life, which Shigetsu getting a double kill and just continuing to ramp up those agility stacks. I think you take that any day if you are if you're PuckChamp. Phoenix comes to the mid lane, wants to defend the tower, will be able to do so. When it comes to push, PuckChamp just aren't great until the tiny gets super big. Currently he's okay at pushing, but he's the only one really on their side. Maybe the Snapfire can contribute a little bit. Tani continuing to farm. Toshi, he has been level 10 for the past 5 minutes, I think, and finally he's gonna be getting out of that one. That was the cursed level for him. Maybe now everything starts looking up. Broodmother, Guardian Greaves at the ready, already wants to go for a Hex. Some way to deal with the Slark, I guess. Toshi, we talked about the level 10 being the bad one. Young G, does he find him? Yes, he does. He's gonna be shot. Kill the beast! Kill the beast! Protect everybody! He'll get himself out while Weebian destroys till the end. And he will be getting himself out there with the TP. Malik doesn't want to use the ulti for that one. Shigetsu being burnt down. He does have a an ulti there, so he's not gonna be turned into fried fish. Xani, on the other hand, he might be going down there. Aghanims and the Slark does allow him to close the gaps quite easily. Not gonna be going for a shark just yet. Wants to finish off the Mage Slayer. Really, all the damage on HF is magical until the Spectre gets strong and starts right-clicking with the pure damage of the Desolate. You don't die with the Mage Slayer and they pipe on your team. Shigetsu just won't care about any of the damage that you have. And we know how strong he can be on this hero. We saw how strong he was on the Weaver. In the end, some bad decision making in terms of targeting that cost him the game. I don't think with the Slark that's going to be a problem because the hero is just way too mobile. It's natural for a Slark to go in and out. For a Weaver, you want to go in, you want to kill someone, then use the ulti. Mid lane tower dead. It is going to be Shigetsu that claims it. Tiny showing just how strong he can be in pushing down towers. Mage Slayer done. He's looking towards the BKB, but the shard might be coming out a little bit before that one. Toshi hiding in the trees. Level 12, 1 and 6. Not looking good. Oh. Now he's looking even worse. He's going to be using the onslaught to get himself away. Young G, no blink daggers. He should have been able to escape that one. And Slark is dead. Okay, there's a techies for you. A very long silence, 6 seconds, and Slark does lose his life. That's why he needs a BKB. That's why he wants a BKB. It seems like Shard wouldn't have helped him there. Going forward, the Veil of Discord was used. They don't have the Tide in the vicinity, but they will freeze down Toshi. Still the Spectre does come over. Does have the Shadow Step. Aghanim Scepter is done. Does have the ulti as well with the Haunt. Is he going to be chasing? Doesn't seem likely, especially with the Tide coming from the side. And you need to run. The Tide is coming. Seems like the moon will not be on your side this time around. Proletari needs to get into the trees. You understand that the big beast is here. The real beast, not the primal one that you have. But this one is unstoppable, unkillable, untouchable for a team currently. Until they get a Manta on the Spectre, I just don't see them killing the Tide. Even then, I'm very much skeptical about it. Young G. He's Proletari. The Broodmother is pretty tanky, so Young G might be needing some help to finish this one off. Crystal Maiden is the best though. Toshi, on the other hand, he's not all that tanky. He's gonna be caught in place there, and here comes the CM. If she does freeze him, there's gonna be a lot of damage. It's gonna be going into him, and it's probably gonna be able to do it. Slark has been caught again. They want to kill him once more, and he will be silenced, and he is dead. He does use the ulti there. She gets, he's very mad about what just happened. Toshi will die as well, but it is a trade that HF are gonna be happy with. They were 8k gold behind at some point, and they're still keeping themselves in this. Toshi, yeah, lets out a friendly drawer, showing that he understands that he's dying for the benefit of his friends. Tani, continuing to farm. Gonna take some time before he finishes the Manta off, but Slark being killed a couple of times definitely makes it easier for him. I'm actually surprised that PuckChamp are just running at the at HF. They could. They can't lose a fight, and if the Slark is the one initiating, then it's going to be much tougher to bring him down, because you jump in, you obviously are going to be popping Dark Pact. It's very hard to re-engage. If Malik is in the vicinity, it's a problem. Surprising. Either way, surprising. But he is going to die a couple of times there, and again, they're waiting for him on the bottom lane. Shigetsu is not going to be dumb. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But fool me thrice, that means that something is terribly wrong. And nothing is terribly wrong. Shigetsu will understand. He's being hunted yet again. But the bottom tier 2, it doesn't like that no one is on the bottom lane, because those spiders, they will be hurting it for sure. Some pings are coming out, and there is going to be a TP coming in. It is going to be a Tide Hunter. Kill me. Come on, kill me. Where's your techies? Where's your proximity mines and all of your annoying things? Well, nowhere to be found. That's what I thought. So Malik, you know, Slark goes down in the deeps. He asks his big friend, the sea monster, to do something. Proletari, nice TP away just in time. He gets himself out of there. Young G, smoke was broken. Doesn't catch anyone. Now HF, they go for a smoke. Tide does have a blink. We saw in the last game when they played the Tide what happened. Shigetsu, no. He might actually die here in the mid lane. He's getting closer to the BKB, but he's not really all that close, actually. So HF gonna be tiptoeing into the enemy jungle, placing some vision. We want to be protecting that ward against the Slark. You understand, he's gonna see it, he's gonna take it down. Doesn't have any sentries on himself, but just one ping, and his supports are on the job. Once again, HF are doing a good job at dodging PuckChamp. Tiny comes over, does have a BKB now. Proletari gonna be caught by Malik, smacked down once. The spiders almost die. But almost is not gonna be good enough. Young G blinks away, doesn't want to get caught. At least not just yet, but that was just Weebian. He's gonna be placing some mines. Actually, he's hiding in the trees, hoping that they won't find him. Look at, he's laughing. No, he's not laughing at all, guys. Believe me. That is a fake one. He knows that it's dangerous here, but he is staying hidden. Now he's gonna start using the bombs there. And actually, PuckChamp already away. He knows it. We know it. Weebian is fine. Keeping it cool there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Does allow even more space for the Spectre, and also without her losing any of her teammates. Spectre is getting strong. Of course, Slark is stronger with the BKB. That's going to be a big timing. You're still a Spectre. We have seen some Spectres in the meta currently just rip apart some people, but you will need one more item after the Manta. Might be a Scotty. Probably will be a Scotty. I'm guessing that's gonna be the case. But even with the Manta, then you can start killing the supports. You go for the CM, she freezes you. You use the Manta, you can even get away and just get the double spectral dagger into the CM, and the illusions will kill the job. Oh, poor Phoenix. We haven't seen a kill for a very long time, but Young G is continuing to do well. He's 9-0. He's really dominating this game. Even more so than the early game of the previous one. Slark BKB almost done. 100 gold there, Shigetsu is using his night vision. Doesn't want to go for the creeps. He has seen the techies. Oh, let's see. Where are your bombs? Toshi has been spotted. He's gonna get jumped on. Shigetsu. TP out from this one now. Spectre uses the shadow step. Shigetsu. He really got spooked there. He got very much spooked. Toshi, run away. Run away, my boy, or you're gonna die. He doesn't want to pop the BKB. You don't pop a BKB, you lose your life. Gonna be dealing with 5 heroes there. Proletari in the trees. He wouldn't want to be caught. He's going for a hex, so they want to continue split pushing and catching people, and that is understandable. With the Spectre, it is not a Monkey King. You're not setting up the fight the same way. Obviously, when you're 25k gold behind in the previous game, you had to do it in the side lanes. But with the Spectre, you just want to be everywhere on the map, and you can be everywhere with the shadow step. You can't be in the Roche pit though, because you don't have vision in that one. You're gonna use the scan. You have information there, but having information and being able to react to it, these are two completely different things. Aegis on the Slark, it is gonna be claimed. It doesn't look like HF want anything to do with this one. They do see the Broodmother under their ward, so they did place a Tinker ward there, and that could be big if they can kill him. And they are coming over. They are gonna be hunting the Brood that is already out. If there's one thing that HF do really well, they dodge. But in all of that dodging, you're losing more and more in terms of network. So you might get to a point where there's no return. Weebian being chased down. Shigetsu wants to connect with the pounce. Not gonna be happening. Weebian is out. They're just poking the bear right now. Oh, PuckChamp. Oh no, you're chasing us down. What are we gonna do? Well, nothing. Will just TP away. Just in front of your nose is Xani. These items that he has, they're not really farming items, so the gold lead is going to continue to increase. And it is still a Spectre. Late game is his place. Late game is somewhere where he can win. Against the Tidehunter, this farm though, sometimes these tanky heroes just get so strong that you can't deal with them. He's gonna have so much armor. Spectre getting gone on the side of the Blade Mill, Slark in a little bit of trouble, but the Ravage, the Avalanche, 2 heroes, they're just gonna be deleted here. Spectre, even with all the tankiness in the world with the Blade Mill, is that supposed to stop us from finishing you off? Toshi pops the BKB, so he still has the egg. Young G wanted that one down, but he's just gonna be slaying the small Phoenix, and now he finds the big one. All of the birds will fall. The skies are not yours. PuckChamp, they can't really take them because none of their heroes fly, but still. Now going for the tier 3. Young G does a lot of damage. Shigetsu comes back in as well. Just continues going for it. Still has the Aegis. Did pop the BKB, 9-second one, but if it does give them the racks, it's going to be more than happy about it. They don't have the tier 2s in the side lanes. Something that doesn't happen too often, but it will in this game. Look at Young G, 10-0-10, perfect score. And his mid lane counterpart, 1-8-3, not so perfect. He's gonna be tossed up in place. You're not getting out with the onslaught. You're not getting out with anything. You can throw a tantrum there as much as you want. Nobody cares. And PuckChamp, they'll get another kill and potentially another tower, hopefully for HF. Not another lane. 17,000 gold lead. It's still not 25. HF, even from a worse position, they did manage to get themselves back, but this game, it is different. You don't have that big team fight that you had in the previous one. You really do rely on items, and when you're 17k gold behind, that means that those items, well, you don't have them. Iketsu caught by the Spectral Dagger. He really doesn't care. Just going to be continuing going onto this tower. They still have Glyph on the side of HF. Will be using it. They didn't bring all of their heroes back. Only the Spiders will be staying on the top lane to deal with that tower. Glyph used by PuckChamp as well, and Malik is gonna be staying with this one to finish it off. He gets a bomb there, doesn't even feel it, just continues going for the Raxus, and Young G is gonna be doing it slightly more efficiently. Arc? I don't know what Shigetsu's doing, but he has the Aegis and he's not attacking these Raxes. They're gonna go jump into the backlines, going for the Crystal Maiden. Weepian dropping low, but they will be focusing on the egg. The egg is still surviving, and they catch it down. It will pop. Very nicely done there. The spores die. Beautiful team fight coming up from HF. They're just doing an amazing job, but the thing is, long fight against the Slark. Not a smart move. Shigetsu, he still has the Aegis. Doesn't have to stop at all. And that Basher, he wants to use it onto HF. Two supports on one side have fallen, on the other side as well, but only one on each side has bought back. Tekis is back into the game, so is the CM. Slark is gonna have his ulti very soon, but now he has the BKB. Ravage will be used, and the Tekis jumps in, says Ravage me as well. We will, and we will kill you and send you to your fountain once again. Actually, they're focusing on the board. They don't care about the Tekis. He's gonna get a treat to the face. That's gonna be finishing it off. Shigetsu doesn't even want to give them the Aegis. He wants to retain the stacks that he has. Young G stands his ground, and now there is a spider here. I want it dealt with. Shigetsu will cut it down easily. That's going to be a second lane of Rax, and potentially the game. HF, they call it. It is out of their hands now. PuckChamp, they've dropped the ball in game number 2. In game 3, they will play as cleanly as possible, and they will win the game. Young G getting serious here, saying, okay, guys, you don't want to do everything right? Then I'm going to do everything on my own. 13-0-12 on the Tiny, crushing the game, crushing his mid lane counterpart, who was, I think, 1-9 there in the end, maybe 1-8, but just complete difference there in the mid lane. And it was expected that the Tiny was going to do slightly better, but not this much better. Overwhelming performance from him, both him and the Tidehunter, untouched in that game, unkilled in that game. They only bullied Shigetsu a little bit, but it really didn't matter. When the two beasts come to your high ground, you can't do anything. With that being said, guys, that's going to be it for today. So the day started, I thought we were going to be getting 2 quick 2-0s. One for Rise Esports against X3, but it went 2-1. X3 did manage to win the second game. And PuckChamp versus HF. Until the last 10 minutes of that second game, I thought, okay, this is a 2-0. Day is over. That's it. Done and dusted. But HF say, no, we are going to a game 3. They take it back. They force game 3 for PuckChamp. But what they did in the end was make PuckChamp mad. And they will end the series in style there in that last game of the day. So, as I mentioned, 2 series of the day. Rise Esports versus X3, 2-1 for Rise. And PuckChamp 2-1 towards HF. Next time, we will see each other on the February the 13th. Both me and Rob will be casting there. Rob for the first 2 series, me for the last one. It is going to be YNT versus Cybercats, HF versus Hydra that day, and Sigma YNT versus X3. Like always, it was an honor casting for all of you today, and I hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you all in 2 days for more great Eastern European Dota. See you then.